Hi, Gemini. Happy birthday and welcome back to the revolution. All the early Geminis, like me, I'm May 27th. It's time. Early Gemini season, I like to call it. I'm sure Tauruses love that. So if you watch the Taurus reading, you know that we are talking a lot about Uranus moving into Taurus. What does that mean for us? It's moving into our 12th house. Our 12th house is basically our other twin, the primal one, the one that comes out when stuff is going wrong, when we drink too much, when we're hurt, the one that everyone is afraid of, that one. And now that twin has at its disposal a very combative energy, 5 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. One of the energies that you're dealing with right now, that we're dealing with, is going to want to fight. And the other one is that Saturn influence in our long-term house, which wants to stay and hold. You can imagine what that means, and I'm sure you're already feeling it. I'm sure that you are torn in a lot of ways right now because you already feel that energy coming in. And Uranus teaming up with the subconscious, with your primal self, with your other twin, is exactly the gasoline that character does not need, but here we are. And I feel for us because we've been dealing so long with Saturn and with trying to follow the rules, become more adult, emotionally grow up, really, thinking a lot about the relationships we've been through and not wanting to make the same mistakes, wanting to be better. So to have now an energy that is so disruptive come in and egg on a side of us that we've quite frankly been trying to control is frustrating, but also it's so much in keeping with the flow of things. Where there's order, there will be chaos. And so we have tried very hard to live by the order that Saturn wanted to teach us. We have tried very hard to be Page of Swords, the best version of ourselves. We have tried very, very hard. And now, because of that exactly, because nature abhors a vacuum, because we tried so hard to follow the path, now this energy comes in that is going to say, path, you followed the path? How'd it do? How'd it go? Didn't get what you wanted, huh? How about we try this way? How about instead of trying to fix how you deal with people, Sagittarius, Saturn in Sagittarius, how about we deal with how you deal with yourself? Uranus in your 12th house. Also, for a lot of us, Uranus opposition because we have natal Uranus in Scorpio. Mid-70s to early 80s. How about we now disrupt all your old synapses and all the old ways that you deal with yourself? How about now we rehabilitate the other twin? But rehabilitate her or him in a way that Saturn couldn't. See, Saturn tried, but all Saturn got out of us was like, yes, okay, I'll listen. Okay, I'll put my head down and just try to be conservative. Okay, I'll grow up. And one aspect of us was definitely learning, definitely there for all of it, was genuine when they said they got it, all of it. And the other side of us, 5 of Cups. So 5 of Wands, 5 of Cups. The other side of us was like, no, I have my memories, I have my beliefs, I have the things that I am not wanting to let go of. I'm sorry. And we, because we don't like to consciously deal with that stuff, because we like to be the best version of ourselves, which is someone who doesn't have baggage, we tend to push all of that into our subconscious. And now here comes this very combative, rebellious, primal energy that wants you, 5 and 5, wants you to look at these cups, and no matter how much you try to deny that those cups are spilled and they're not coming back, you just love looking at the spill at this point. This Five of Wands energy comes in and is like, no, if we need to fight within ourselves, if we need to internally have like a civil war right now, then that's what we're going to do. But, we're not going to blindly follow rules externally and then internally, secret, Gemini, mind secrets, still be hanging on to some really toxic, horrible stuff and pushing it on the primal twin that's like trying to hide out away from all our BS. And Uranus comes in and, talks to the primal twin and is like, are you all right? And the primal twin is like, no, I'm not all right. Like, she's pretending that, like, she knows how to do this, but she doesn't. And, like, I'm the one who's getting all the stuff she doesn't want to deal with. It's just, like, piling up in here. And, Uranus comes in and is like, is it? Well, I love taking out the trash. I love burning stuff down. I love, taking this and turning it into something else. Come on, let's have some fun. Let's make some chaos. Let's make a mess. Let's burn some stuff. And your primal twin is like, for real? What? Okay. So here we are. How do we maintain being our best selves when our Five of Cups past is about to be not only revealed to us, because we do such a good job of hiding from it, not only will it be revealed to us, it will be all the way knocked over. Even those two other cups are going to get knocked over. Then the Moon, 10 of Pentacles, and 8 of Swords. So the Moon and the 10 of Pentacles is about, one, we have the Pisces card coming up, but two, it's about constancy. It's about what Saturn promised. It's about what we were supposed to be learning that would lead us to that wonderful sort of solid, connection. And we have been disappointed in a lot of ways. It has not been the easiest of roads because I think there was this conception among all of us, and Saturn definitely made us feel this way, that, okay, you've done the hard work and now you get to reap the rewards. And in a lot of ways, whether you ended up in a relationship after that transit or not, you have found that that isn't quite what you thought it was going to be. And there's even more stuff, I think, in May that's going to make you think long and hard about this thing that you really thought you wanted. Like, you really for real thought that, like, no, especially now, after everything I know, especially after how hard it's been, now it's going to be great. And it's not that this thing isn't going to happen. I think that we're in a state where we are caught between this Tyler Durden sort of figure who's hanging out with our primal self and Saturn still, walking the estate and us having to be nice and be, gracious host, but like terrified that any minute this is going to, this chaos is going to come barreling through the door, breaking everything that we just put into place. It's causing a lot of really unsettling vibes for us because we don't know what it is. It's so far into the back brain. Like, Taurus has a different way of dealing with Uranus being in its 12th house. So even though you have Tauruses in your life that have been dealing with this for the past 7 or 8 years, they have not reacted to it the way you're going to react to it. When you mess with the Taurus' subconscious, they shut even more down. They go into an even more sort of static state, right? Where they're like, no. What's going on? Wait. When Gemini has this sort of energy come into its 12th house, because we have a representative of the 12th house with us all the time that just sort of pops out, whenever we're in danger, whenever that fight or flight kicks in, to have Uranus hanging with that aspect of an energy that easily channels that out, completely different story. It will feel very up and down. It will feel like the twins are just battling it out. One of you wants security and happiness and wants to follow the rules and wants all the things, and the other one feels completely tied down by it and trapped by it and has a whole other way that it wants to do things. Now, you may be thinking, what kind of reading is this? What am I supposed to do with this? You're not supposed to do anything. That's the point. This is not something you can do anything about. These are energies that are traveling into your flow, and you are now allowed to go, this is the current, and it's flowing this way. So although I know that this 10 of Pentacles is the desired goal, whether it's a job and prosperity and wealth, or money with a family, money without a family, money with children, prosperity without marriage, just prosperity in general, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You have been living with the prospect that that's it. That's it. That's the highest of what we want. Because Saturn was in a part of our lives that put so much focus on relationships that we've just been like, relationships, and then things weren't going well. So that makes us be even more like, fix this. I want to fix this, right? But 8 of Swords, the other twin is like, I'm sick of all of this. Like, I'm not just sick of that person or that person. I'm sick of this entire pursuit. I want to travel. I want to write. I want to do things that have nothing to do with your Saturnian, house of relationships energy when it comes to this 10 of Pentacles. I don't want that. I want something different. And it's feeling very caged. In a few weeks, it is not going to be caged anymore. In a few weeks, it begins to take over the show. And that's what I've been trying to get to without getting to for, 12 minutes. Remember in Fight Club, they have that discussion where he finally figures out that Tyler is him. And they have this conversation in a hotel room where Tyler loses it. And he's like, when have I ever let us down? And Edward Norton's like, you haven't. That's not the point. And that's how our primal self is fit to act right now. 8 of Cups. Look at these synchronicities. Synchronicities. 8 of Swords, 8 of Cups. The way out of this mental prison and what Uranus is going to teach us for the next coming years, the only way out is to let go of the stuff you're holding on to back there in your head emotionally. You know what I'm talking about. Don't make me call you out. You know what I'm talking about. That thing that was never going to work out that you still, for some reason, have in your head. That person that you put up there as being perfect and no one can ever get close to being that perfect, so you can never have a normal relationship again because no one's ever going to live up to that. It's like how men get distorted by watching porn. We distort ourselves as Geminis because we put someone or something, whatever was in those 3 cups, as being so much more important than everything that we got going on. And even if we go on with our lives, we marry people, we have children, we can do all these things. And yet somewhere in our head, we can keep this eternal flame burning about all sorts of stuff. We can hold grudges. We can still have crushes on people. We can very much be the sign that's like, the one that got away, right? And this Uranus energy does not play. It really doesn't like any sort of institutional anything. And even our hiding, even our, putting stuff away way back there, we don't think even we will be able to access it, but we don't want to let go of it. Even that sort of conservatism, of not letting go. Uranus is like, nope, I'm not allowing this. This got to go. It's got to go right now. And so this process is going to be, in a lot of ways, really jarring, because look how bad you want to hold on. It's making you miserable. It's making you miserable, but look how bad you want to hold on. You really, really do. And it's like, but with the Saturn thing, like, I know that I can't, and I've really moved on from it, I promise. Yeah, here, and I'm with you, and so have I. But Uranus is not coming in to deal with here. It's coming in to deal with a part of us that's going to make us feel legit, like not okay. Like, we're going to feel crazy because if that twin starts coming out all the time because he or she is hyped by this energy, a lot of stuff is going to change. Stuff that we probably don't want to change that much. But it has to change, because ultimately the reason Saturn came in first and the reason Uranus comes in second, there's a very smart design to this. First, you've got to break the foundation and build it right. Now, sure, Uranus comes in and starts breaking some stuff in the house, but he can't break the house down. He can't shake the house to its foundation and it'll fall, because Saturn made sure that it wouldn't. So you're cool, it's fine. It's not cool to have someone make a mess in your house, but when there's an aspect of you that's helping, what can you do? You have to become the intermediary now between society and the people you have to deal with, and all the stuff that Saturn taught us, and this other aspect of you that is just not going to let up until it has control. So is that a bad thing? In the movie, there's a conversation, right, that they have in the hotel room, like I was saying. So that's when Tyler, the primitive self, takes over. It takes over his conscious self, and it starts just running the show. And so he's only around now, the conscious self, for little bits of time where he's awake. And when he's awake, it's really disconcerting for him, because what's going on, he doesn't know anything about what's going on. That aspect of him has completely cut him off from any knowledge of the plans or whatever. We may feel this way. We may feel out of control when it comes to the things we're going to start thinking about, the things we're going to start letting go of. We may not want to. We may be really, really shocked by our own level of distance now. The thing that people say about Geminis being distant, it may actually hold very true, especially for the rest of this year, where we're watching our subconscious be restructured and reformed. We're being led out of prisons that we never thought we would get over. We're being questioned and forced to think about things differently, things that we never thought we would think differently about, regrets that we never thought we'd let go of. And that does require a bit of a fight. So don't be surprised if that's then also reflected in your external. That's the other thing we need to talk about. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, 2 of Cups, 6 of Cups, your friend again. We're kind of going into the extended now. And then our favorite guy. Okay, definitely that's what we'll look at in the extended. I'll show you all of these in a second. And then who's under our favorite guy? Who is under us just all the way new? Because we start to love the Primal Twin and realize that's actually who we are, and the Primal Twin has no problem walking off cliffs because she can levitate. Who decides to come back again? Are we surprised? Are we surprised? Are we surprised? No. I'm not surprised. Are you surprised? All right. So, before I show you the cards, the Moon. Major Arcana. It's the only Major Arcana out, but then we have the awesome Major Arcana in the cards I just pulled. So why is it the only Major Arcana? Because it is the only guidance we need now. The Moon. The Moon is the subconscious. The Moon is about shedding light in the dark. The dark is the subconscious. This is your roadmap now. The light is going to shine in the dark corners. The part of yourself that deals with those dark corners now takes the limelight. That's scary. But you know what? We're so much better off because we're integrated. Yes, it's scary. No, it's not going to be the most pleasant thing. But this energy of the Eight of Swords is less pleasant. This Four of Pentacles is way less pleasant. You know, I'd rather have the Five of Wands to the Four of Pentacles, right? Because at least there's, maybe this is the Aries placements in me, but at least there's movement here. The stagnation of this card, just like, for us, that energy is like, no, we don't need that. So I think it's a pretty straightforward reading. The Moon here is just cluing you in. Like, these things are going to happen. You're going to feel this energy. You're going to feel exposed. The primal twin has an uncanny ability to expose us at the weirdest moments, where our insecurities or inadequacies or our ego or whatever it is just comes like flying out. And access to that part of ourselves, having this sort of electric access to that part of ourselves, it is going to be like this. It's going to be breaking of a lot that we held on to way too tight, and it was bad for us. And cleaning out the subconscious is such a fantastic thing anyway, and you see how much love and abundance is on its way. Once this process gets going, there are a lot of signs that it will be super scary for. It will not be scary for us. When we really get into it, we love the other twin. We have no problem living through the other twin. We can send the nice one away on vacation for mad long and she can just recover. You know, no problem. She can recover, no problem. Really, I didn't make it seem this way, but now that these super positive cards have come up, I can kind of like expound on that. And it makes sense. You need to get this stuff out of the way. The understanding has to be there. But we're going to have a blast with this energy. I'm sorry if I haven't made it seem that way so far, but it's my obligation to explain to you how destructive it can be and how painful it can be. But also, we are very resilient. We heal very quickly. And understanding for us is really where it's at. And Uranus does bring a lot of understanding. It is not just empty rule breaking. It is not just arguing and empty combativeness. Not at all. It is always for a purpose. It is always something that's going to make you profoundly better. And once we get into the swing of anything that makes us better, especially profoundly better, we are like, give me more, give me more. I want more. Whatever it is, I want more of it. I want to learn more about that. I want to research that more. I want to travel about this more. Anything it is, we just go into it, right? This, because it's not something we go into, it's something that is coming in over us, right? So now that this energy that teaches you in the most, electric, sort of fascinating, crazy, chaotic ways, but teaches you really sublime, deep, profound lessons, we love this. We're like, wait, we get to be crazy and it makes us smarter and cooler and better? Bet we're in. So no worries. Bet we're in. And do people come along right away and be like, bet we're in it with you? And does money and luck and business and everything else be like, bet we're in it with you too? And could for a lot of you be someone who was probably in it with you before and has decided to come back around again? Again? Did I mention the career? We'll talk about it now. I'll show you the cards. So, like I said, happy birthday to all of us. Happy early Gemini season. I love you guys so much. Extended readings are on the website. I was in the New York Times. Thank you. It's cool. I liked it. I'll link it below. All the links will be below. I'm going to do a bunch of satsangs in August. Miami, Denver, New York, Atlanta, Oakland, San Francisco. I'll put all the details on my website. I'm redoing my website, so that'll be fun. And that's about it. So let's take a look at these cards. I'm just going to turn this off because the light behind the camera freaks when I try to lower the screen. So I'll be right back. 1 second. Hi. All right. So now that you can see them, let me see if turning this light off makes a difference. Oh, is it too dark then? Okay. Now that you can see them, you can see right away that the disruptive energy is the first thing addressed, yeah? And then the second thing addressed is how you will react to it at first. You will try to hold it together and follow the rules that you've gotten used to following over the past few years just because you've had to. And so a conflict will arise between the two twins. However, we must remain very clear on our best selves and what our identity actually is, which is a young soul that wants very much to learn and adapt and evolve. Okay? The thing that holds back that pursuit, and all pursuits, to be honest, when it comes to Geminis, is what we hold in our back brain. Our back brain can be the source of all our pain because that's where we like to throw everything. Most people then have to go through extensive therapy to deal with whatever they put back there. But because we are so dual, we have a tendency to then act out because of that pain, really not being able to hide it and become very transparent about what we're holding on to everyone else, but not to ourselves. That is the part of us that now comes in and has an extreme light shining on it. The part of you that probably no one is privy to. I don't think that we are a sign that people necessarily associate with not being able to let go. Right? But we absolutely are. We keep so much bottled up in that primitive side of ourselves. And the moon energy comes in towards mid-month, which is when Uranus is going to transit, and glaring light on that which we sincerely, deeply want, that which we feel trapped by. Because it's very easy to feel trapped by that which we really want. Does that make sense? Of course it does. I know you guys know what I mean. It's very easy to feel trapped by a deep need. Like, why do I need this thing so much? If I just didn't need this, then I'd be fine. Right? Like what I say, if we don't have, this emotional baggage, then we're like unstoppable. So there is a part of us that's also lamenting that we want this as much as we do. And the moon is coming in and saying, you do want this, but there's all this stuff that you won't let go of. And so you want something that you could have. You want something you could have if you could let go of this stuff and get out of your prison. Boom. And Uranus is like, oh yeah, you know how you do that? Here, come with me. Just put that bag of bricks down and walk with me, please. And you're like, oh, dog, well, what about all these cups? No, you don't understand. These cups are important. And Uranus is like walking out your life already, like, okay, bye. No, we don't need that. And why don't we need it? Let's look at these cards in the order they came up, yeah? Why don't we need it? And we will, in the extended, what we'll do is we'll clarify these and we'll clarify these. This is a fun way to do it. So then you get to see the cards for the extended and then the clarifications later. That's fun. So then everybody's kind of getting extended. Yay! Yes, this is my birthday outfit for YouTube. Stripes all day. So, why does Uranus want us to walk away? Why is it pulling at us? And all of this, even though I'm talking about a good 8-9 years, this is all going to play out in May in a smaller scale, right? May is a microcosm for what this transit is going to be like. Why does it want to pull you away from the things that are holding you back? Because it knows what you really... Look where the camera froze when I realized that there's another pair here. And I said another one, and the camera froze. Another one. 10, 10. Should we do them all? 5, 5. Right? 8, 8. So, Uranus is like, I know what you want. I know how much you want it too. But the way that you are going about it is not the way. This is the way out of your prison. You got to walk away from all this stuff to get, and you're like, how are you telling me to walk away from the thing I want to get the thing I want? And Uranus is like, can you please trust my alchemy? Because I actually know what I'm doing. That's the difference, dog, between me and you. This is your primal self and Uranus talking to your conscious self who's really trying very hard to stay in the lines. Okay? How's it been going the past few years? You making any progress? You're not, are you? Try it my way. Try it this other way. Not only will you get what you want, but it'll be an even deeper connection if you try it my way. But my way is scary, and it is experimental, and it is not conservative, and it will scare you, but no reason to be scared. Why is that? Why is that? Because the thing you are about to receive, the thing you are being prepared for, the thing that you will already get an indication for in May is a deep, true partnership. This is all priming, Gemini. It's all leading us to so much fortune, so much wealth. Those are two completely different things. I'll talk about all the stuff that I don't ever explain in the podcast that I'm starting. And health and beauty and skin and all that. So much wealth, so much fortune, good fortune, so much bravery and work opportunities, everything in terms of your place in the world and your luck is going to skyrocket. Of course, because once you rehabilitate the subconscious and really let it have its own voice and stop using it as a garbage dump and actually let it free itself up so it can manifest for you, of course this is what comes to you. That's a no-brainer. Whenever you have the moon shining a light on what you cannot let go of, whenever you have the moon shining a light on that which you want most, whether the Uranus energy was there or not, there was going to be attention focused there now. Now you have this light focus there, because remember, the moon is in Taurus as well as Uranus. Everything's in Taurus, the sun, the moon, everything. All in our 12th house. So all this light, the light of the sun, the light of the moon, it's like we are in 24-hour floodlight, our subconscious, right? In May, but moving forward, it's just good. That's why I said May is a microcosm, because it will be the most intense now, but moving forward, it is going to change you. This is fundamental change that's coming in, but look how positive it is. It only looks negative if you don't know what you're looking at. You see, this is why I'm so picky when people are like, oh, do you watch readers? No, I don't. No, I don't. Because if you don't know what you're looking at, this doesn't look that great. But if you have all the contextual knowledge that we're just talking about, then this is fantastic. You have all this light shining on a part of us that we really, to be honest, want to be rehabilitated from. Of course, this is what we want. And of course, this is how we feel. And of course, the Eight of Cups is the last thing we want to do, even though we really want the love and the partnership and the deep connection. We really like holding on to these things as well. No more. And the irony of it, the thing in most cases, Gemini, I'm telling you, the thing you are having such trouble letting go of is the thing that's going to come back. But you got to let go of it first. You're not listening. You have to let Uranus do what it does, which is really sincerely turn you into an independent person. Saturn did what it was supposed to. It fixed your foundation. It laid the groundwork. It did the carpeting. It did the molding. It painted the walls. It did everything. It graveled the driveway. Everything is done. Now you have to let this part of you go. And a very powerful energy. And what is this part of you? This part of you, this Eight of Swords, this Five of Cups. This is one energy, you know? One leads to the other. You understand? When you are wrenched away from it, when you are forced to embody the Eight of Cups energy, all of the things that you wanted, that you've been trying to manifest, that you've been thinking about, that you've been doing all the work, all of that comes back around right to you. It ain't but a circle. It's just going to come back around. What'd you think? Let it go. See if it comes back. Let it go. He's going to make you let it go anyway, so. All right. We'll look more at this nonsense and also clarify. What should we clarify? In the extended, we'll definitely clarify the moon. We'll clarify this business here. And then we'll take a deeper look at the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups. Well, these four here. So we'll do the cards I pulled later in the extended. We'll clarify them and we'll clarify the moon. And let's see how much info that brings us. And if we have time, we'll do a new shuffle for mid-May into June. Oh my God, Gemini! Happy early birthday. Love you. I'll see you in June.